This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. NLT, if this happens, be sure to select a king, the man the Lord Yahweh, your God, chooses. You must appoint a fellow Israelite. He may not be a foreigner. I only give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakudash, the honors to the apostles, and the elders. Great millstone and citations to all Akim out there pushing his truth and all truth and sincerity diligently throughout the four corners, all right? I'm the brother Shamar Moth from Great Millstone, Miami, coming to you Akim with another quick lesson. The Lord's will this lesson be quick, edifying, and straight to the point, okay? This lesson is going to be a quick, discussion of what's happening tonight. I don't want to put what's happening tonight on the title, like the actual thing that's going on, but we know what's going on tonight. I'll put the date so everyone could get an idea what's going on. We are in that season, election season, so with that being said, we should know what's going on right now. All right. I just wanted to do a quick conversation and discussion, via the scriptures and via something that I pulled up, in Chat GPT, just talk about what's going on tonight and why our people, the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indies, and the speckled birds, all right, should not be involved in this event, should not be participating in this event, and get a quick little glimpse of where this, what this event leads back to, man, and why we shouldn't be involved in it, man. First of all, our power strictly commands that if we were to set anyone over us, that is what a president is. A president is technically like a king, all right, a lesser king, a lower level king, all right, because you'll have a king of the whole land, so to say, and in certain regions and areas or provinces, that king would set a leader in his stead while he stays in the main hub, all right, in the main castle. And a lot of those leaders of those provinces were presidents, okay? Daniel was a president in the time of I believe it was in the time of the Medo-Persian Empire, if I'm not mistaken, or the Babylonians, one of them. But Daniel was a president in that time, all right? Joseph was considered like a president in the time of Egypt when the Pharaoh set him up to that high position, and that technically the only ones over Joseph at that time was Pharaoh, all right, and his and his offspring, if he had any offspring. But that's what that is. And the Lord told us that we are not to set anyone over us that is not of our people, man, of our nation, which we know for a fact DJ Trump is an Edomite. And that bitch Kamala, she could be Jake or she could not be Jake, but nonetheless she's a woman. All right, we shouldn't be getting involved with bitches in power any fucking ways, man. And either which way it goes, both of those parties, all right, the Democrats and the Republicans, if you understand history, go back to the plebeian and patricians in the time of Rome, and as the scriptures tell us in Revelation 13, which we were about to get, they're just two horns on the same fucking beast, man. All right? And we should be aware of these things, man, and stay far away from it, because, again, that's not our place to be involved in those type of events. Okay, so with that being said, I want to go to the book of Revelation, since I quoted it, Revelation 13:11, and it says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon." All right, it had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon. Okay. All right. Two horns going into the Democrat and the Republican powers. All right. They come in all crouching, so to say, all lowly, trying to entice the people, not necessarily entice, but try to get the people to think that they're doing good, but they speak as a dragon, because pretty soon, man, there's gonna be some real harsh policies that's about to get passed. All right, believe you me, bro. All right, it goes on, it says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast, which so like the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And that's talking about the Roman Empire, man, because the Roman Empire, was wounded, but it came back, and now this is the new revised Roman Empire, man, practicing the same things. All right, therefore the two houses. All right, the Democrats and the Republicans, like I mentioned, goes back to the plebeian and patricians. Now, I just want to put out a disclaimer. This information was provided by Chat GPT. All right, as it says at the bottom, Chat GPT can make mistakes. Check important information. So, therefore, everything that's being read from this should be taken with a grain of salt and should be researched, all right, on your own. Okay. There are some bones in here and there's some meat in here. I'm gonna skim through this and just show some points that I was questioning this AI technology and what it was spitting back out concerning the plebeians and the patricians and the Republicans and Democrats. All right, so it starts out by saying just to show that, all right, the Democrat and the Republicans are those two horns, man, and they are exercising, as it says, the power of the first beast, man. Okay, and all that is going to lead to the MOTB. Trust and believe, man. It's going to lead to Jacob Trouble. It's going to lead into sedition. All right, this illusion of choice that these Edomites are giving the people is going to lead to a lot of contention and a lot of strife between neighbors, between houses, between families, between friends, man. Okay, just like we seen there was a lot of division when it came to the C19er. All right, there's gonna be a lot of division and a lot of friction concerning this event that's happening tonight, man. All right, to the point that I believe they saying that they're not even gonna post the results until the next few days, man. Okay, so be on the lookout, man. Things could change very quickly. That's why, from starting with the apostles on down, all right, the apostles been saying that we're on any moment basis. Okay, so I typed in Chat GPT, who are the plebeians and patricians today? And it says, in today's context, the term plebeian and patricians can be loosely used to describe different social and economic groups, often symbolizing this disparities in wealth, privilege, and access to power, though not tied to official classes. Modern patricians, this could refer to individuals who hold considerable wealth, influence, and privilege, such as corporate executives, political elites, or those from well-established, affluent families. All right, who does that sound like in today's term, so to say? All right, they often have easier access to resources like quality education, healthcare, blah blah blah. All right, so yeah, that's a gist of who the patricians are, the higher up in society, the wealthy. All right, so who are the modern day plebeians? Plebeians today could represent the working class or individuals in society who face more limitations in economic mobility and influence. All right, they can suggest so like they can struggle with challenges like student loan debts, job instability, blah blah blah, and it goes on. All right, so that's who the plebeians would be today. All right. So when I Googled that, when I put that in Chat GPT and that got spat out, and ended up replying and saying, does the Democrats and Republicans have anything to do with the plebeians and patricians? And it came back and said, yes, in some ways. The dynamics between the two major U.S. political parties, Democrats and Republicans, can reflect aspects of the plebeian patrician divide. Though not perfectly, each party represents a different vision of governance and appeals to different segments of the population, and sometimes this can correlate with economic or social divides. Republican Party and the patricians. All right. So who were the patricians? Okay, the patricians were the higher ups. All right. And who do we see most of the time repping Republican? Business owners, higher ups, Edomites. All right, they just put like that. The wild man, Edomite, Esau, man. He's usually the Republicans. Why? Because these niggas are, as it says up here with the patricians, they're more wealthy, considerable wealthy, have more influence, more privileges are provided to them. All right. And a lot of them are landowners, which I didn't do that, which I'm about to do right now. Okay, I'm back. So I ended up doing a little more research, and I asked ChatGPT towards the bottom, but I ended up running across my limitation, I guess. You got to pay now to get more information. But nonetheless, usually the Republicans are, the Edomites, and a lot of times there are landowners, which made up the patrician side of that Senate back in the days. It was usually the landowners, okay? And the Democrats, which were the plebeians, were typically the working class people. All right, so which is what you see today, man. Usually the Republicans are business owners, landowners, all right, and people who have a lot to lose, so to say, if policies don't go in their favor. Okay, as compared to the Democrats or the Blues, which you see is a lot of Jake, is a lot of us, man. Which again, we shouldn't be involved in none of that shit, man. The working class. Okay. But going back to this, it says Republican Party and the patricians. The Republican Party is often associated with policies that favor free market capitalism, low taxes, especially for high earners and corporations, and limited government intervention. Historically, this aligns with wealthier and business-oriented groups who may have a vast interest in policies that support economic growth, deregulation, and personal wealth. This can resemble the patrician class's role in ancient Rome, where wealthy elites had significant influence and preferred policies that protected their status and wealth. Democrat Party or plebeians. The Democrat Party often promotes policies aimed at social welfare, economic equality, and greater government support for healthcare, education, and labor rights. Democrats tend to appeal more to working class citizens, low income families, and marginalized communities, advocated for social safety nets and income redistribution. This stance reflects the plebeians' historical demands for more rights and protection against the wealthy and the power of the patrician class. Okay, all right, and then it goes in by saying how today no one party is stuck to that class as back then, which that's all smoke and mirrors, man. All right, so with that being said, we spoke about the two horns like a lamb that spake as a dragon. Now it mentioned how it exercised the first power of the beast, and we went into how the Republican and Democrats go back to the plebeian and patricians. Well, when you read First Maccabees, man, it also gives you a little insight, okay, on how the ancient Romans worked. All right, ancient Rome, which these in the time of the Maccabees, I believe these were the actual Roman people, man, Japhites that lived there, and Esau, took that onto himself. But jumping now to just jump down, man. All right, boom, just get straight to the point. First Maccabees 8:14, it says, "Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby." In that time, those Roman people, they didn't have set kings over them. All right, and that was something that was common in the ancient days, having an actual monarch instead of this democracy type bullshit or selection that we see now. Okay, back in the days, it was, all right, a line of kings who were selected, and they're the ones who from generation to generation the throne was passed down to them until it was either usurped or another family was placed on that throne. All right, nowadays, just like back in this ancient Rome days, all right, there's two parties set up. Well, as we're going to continue, and you see that it talks about a Senate. All right, verse 15, it says, moreover how they had made for themselves a Senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envying nor emulation among them. Okay, so they selected a president. This council of bodies, all right, the Senate House, the plebeians, the patricians, the landowners, and the working class would come together and sit down. This was back in the days, all right, and they would select one, all right, to rule over all the people, all right. And we see that today with this, this selection of the president, all right. But what people don't understand nowadays is your vote doesn't fucking count, and that's why we shouldn't even be getting involved in that shit, man. First of all, like we read in that Deuteronomy, the Lord strictly told us that we're not supposed to set anyone over us who is not of our nation. And second of all, your vote doesn't count, man. All right? Let's go back to this chat GPT, man. I asked about the Senate House. Got a little history on that. All right? And then, it backed the terms of what we read in Maccabees. Okay? So I actually want to read this. I'm going to jump around in this part, all right? I ended up asking, who does the Senate select to run the country? In ancient Rome, the Senate did not directly select an executive leader for the country, but it held significant influence, especially during the Republic. And then you have, your different points and periods of the Roman Republic, Empire, and how they did things, all right? Okay? Which in the earlier times, the Roman Republic says the Senate primarily advised and influenced the two elected councils who served as chief executives for 1-year terms. All right, then you go to the Roman Empire, and it goes into how the Roman empires, the emperors were usually set up due to their power in the military, and weren't really selected by senates. Okay, but it goes on and says in the U.S. system, the Senate does not directly select a leader of the country, neither. Instead, the president is elected through the electoral college, with senators having a role in approving certain presidential appointments, and if necessary, in conducting impeachment trials. Now, the reason why I found this interesting is because the Senate, all right, just like today, all right, the Republican and Democrats is supposed to be made up by all the people, all right, who ends up selecting 2 senators from each state to go up there and to, you know, to try to bring policies for whatever, you know, whatever state they are, you know, they're in, or whoever's running that current state. You know, if what I'm saying makes sense. And it would go back to the people having a voice, so to say. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what they say it is. That's the illusion that they're putting out. All right? But in all actuality, it's actually the Electoral College who has the final say-so. So all this, you know, we vote and, you know, our popular vote is one who picks. No, it doesn't go down like that, man. The Electoral College, all right, is the ones who have the final say-so. And who is the Electoral College? It says the Electoral College is the body. The Electoral College is the body responsible for formally electing the president and vice president of the United States. It's a unique system established by the United States Constitution as a as a compromise. There you go. It's a unique system established by the U.S. Constitution as a compromise between a direct popular vote and a vote by Congress. All right, then it goes into how it works, the electorals. It tells you all this bullshit. All right, and then it goes on. This the part that made me was like, because it goes selection of electorals, and it goes on. It says political parties in each state usually nominate electorals who are often loyal members of the party, the electoral pledge to vote for their party's candidate if that candidate wins the popular vote in their state. And when I read that, I was like, man, that's bullshit. All right, because if a state be all blue, all right, and the ones running the show, the higher elites, all right, wants the red man to be in, okay. It don't matter if there was more blue votes than red. The Electoral College is going to select red to make sure that guy gets in. Big whoop, all right? And we've seen different controversies of that in time, man. All right, interfering of the, you know, the event, the same event that's going on tonight. Past interference of those events, okay, which led to you know, the selection of the president who was not well favored by the populace, man. All because that's what the fucking elite wanted to happen, man. So you out there doing all this bullshit, the Lord tell you not to do it, and your voice don't even matter anyways, man. All right. So it ended up making me, it made me end up asking ChatGPT this: can the electoral vote go against the popular vote? Yes, an electoral vote can theoretically, okay? Yes, an electoral vote can theoretically go against the popular vote in a state. This is known as a faithless elector, all right? Which, again, all this is being prefabbed, first and foremost, by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and second of all, by the elites of this world, man. So, again, we should not be involving ourselves in these in these events, man. All right, because it goes against what our power strictly commanded us not to do, man. All right, and also the book of Jeremiah tells us this. You know, our people want to put our trust in man so damn much, man. Okay, book of Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arms, and whose heart departed from the Lord. For he shall be like the heat in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inherit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabited, man. All right, you keep putting your trust, Jake, Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and keep putting your trust in these fucking, and man. The Lord is gonna judge y'all, man. Isaiah tells us this already, man. All right, the trust in the shadow of Egypt is gonna be y'all shame, y'all confusion, man. All right, Isaiah 30:1, woe to the rebellious children. All right, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. All right, because either which way, that's why you motherfuckers still be wanting to get involved in this bullshit. Because of what it was earlier today, I was talking to an individual. They were asking me, all right, who was I siding with and all that, and I was, I'm like, man, I don't get involved in that shit. All right, no, this how it went. The person told me they was volunteering for that shit, for the locations where the event is taking place. All right, and I was like, so who? I told the person, you better be careful, man, because it's gonna be a lot of crazies out. Person's like, oh, they just want it to be over with, and I was like, all right, so who you going for? I said, who you think gonna come out on top? Who you think gonna win? And it was like, I don't know. It's close. I'm like, what the hell? This motherfucker really don't know nothing. And I was like, all right, well, who do you want? And they was like, well, I'd rather Kamala than see a Trump. It was like, well, who do you? I was like, man, I'd rather not see any of them. Fuck it. And they was like, oh, but who you actually sided with? I'm like, man, I don't vote. All right, and that was the end of it. But the reason why I bring that up, all right, is to say that individual is a female. All right, and going with a Kamala, we all know why. The bitch is going for abortion. So a lot of these women, which is a lot of nigga women getting involved in voting, or should I say whatever, and then in this event today, all right, to try to, all right, to side and to try to get Kamala in office. That's what they're hoping for, so they could continue to add sin to sin, man. All right, commit adultery freely. All right, and not have to worry about the penalties of bearing a child from adultery, man. All right, because that bitch wants abortion to stay intact. All right, so y'all want to keep doing that, man. The Lord gonna judge y'all, because verse 2 says that walk down to go to Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt be your confusion. Okay? That's what it's going to end up being. It's going to end up being your confusion, man. All right, the scriptures also tell us what? That these people, all right, Isaiah 36 and 6 says, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him, man. All right. Okay. So all you motherfuckers want to trust in Pharaoh, trust in Egypt, well, you leaning on a broken reed, man, which is going to pierce you literally, because both, it don't matter which side you choose, all roads leads to the MOTB. All right, and whether you can see it or not, World War III is around the corner, and if DJ Trump gets in office, guess what? He's bringing back the death sentence, guillotines. All right, he's gonna amp up the protection for the small hatters over there, which is going to intensify the already hot heat that's going on in the Middle East. All right, the so-called Middle East. Okay, it's gonna lead into the MOTB. All right, and if that whole bitch Kamala get in, it's gonna lead to sedition, civil unrest. All right, because the apostle Ta'ar been saying, the good old boys gonna come out, guns blazing. They have guns. They've been posting them. All right, and that's gonna lead to the MOTB. All right, so it's like all roads, and that bitch already gonna destroy she gonna destroy the economy more than it's already fucked up anyways, man. So either which way, all shit show is gonna end with the MOTB and the nukes. All right, so that's why us here at Great Millstone, all right, you want to talk about voting? We vote for Yahweh Shem Shai. That's where our all our ballots and our eggs are going, man, into the basket of Yahweh Shem Shai to come and destroy this wicked place and to set up righteousness, man. All right, while you motherfuckers over here leaning on a broken reed that cannot even support you, man. Also, all right, the scriptures tell us this. Isaiah 45:20, assemble yourselves to come, draw near together, ye that are escaped of the nations. Wait, that's not it. So like, that's not what I was looking for. So like, brothers, that was the wrong precept I pulled up. All right, the precept I actually wanted to pull up is Lamentations 4:17. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, and our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. All right, our people over here keep thinking that, keep having to decide of choosing the lesser evil, or, this Edomite could save us, or this bitch could fucking be a heathen. She gonna save us. Well, you don't understand, man. We need to be looking towards the Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Okay, and stop fucking involving ourselves with the ways of Babylon, man. That's why the scriptures tell us to what? In Micah, all right? Micah 2, well, I just quoted, it says, arise, depart, for this is not our rest, man. All right? We need to be setting our treasures in heaven, man. All right? We need to be facing the east and bowing ourselves to our power, man, for help, for support, for all that, man. And stop looking towards these motherfucking heathens, these motherfuckers that's causing us to continue to be downtrodden into the ground for help, man. All right? So, that's all I wanted to say. The Lord's lesson was edifying. I want to give again all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rechach, double honor to the apostles and the elders, Great Millstone, salutations to all out here out there pushing the truth and all truth, the sincerity, diligently throughout the four corners. Shalom.